Hey mamas, and welcome back to Workin' Mama. Today I have a video for you about how to pack the JuJuBe Be Supplied, which is this beauty right here. This is one of JuJuBe's pumping bag models, and this print is Hello Sanrio Sweets, which is not available anymore. In fact, it's actually kind of a harder to find item, but they make it in other prints, and I believe right now on the JuJuBe website they have it available in blackout, which is a really nice all black bag with black hardware, meaning that like the zipper pulls and D-rings and stuff are all onyx black too. So very nice bag, love it to carry my pump, and I am going to show you how to pack it two different ways for two different pumps. Both of these pumps are by Spectra. So the first one is the Spectra S1, and then the other one is the Spectra 9 Plus. And so this is a much smaller pump. So both of these things supposedly do the same thing. I'm going to do a comparison video of these another time, and so be on the lookout for that. If you're interested, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel so that you can see it when it comes out. But I will talk about that another day. For now, I'd like to show how to pack this pumping bag with one of these two pumps. They both fit very nicely and pack very well in this bag. And so I will show you how to do that. Okay, mamas, so we are packing up our JuJuBe Be Supplied in this adorable Hello Sanrio Sweets print. And so we are going to be packing it with all of these things. We're starting off with the Spectra S1, which is kind of the larger pump, and I'm going to show you how awesome that fits in this bag. So you'll see that this bag looks symmetrical. It has these two zipper pockets on either side. This one is kind of standard looking, couple of mesh pockets in there. This one looks identical, but actually it's super deep. And as you will see, the Spectra S1 fits in there like a glove. And you would think, wow, this is a very large pump to be fitting in this bag. The bag doesn't really look terribly huge, but it fits absolutely perfectly in there, as you can see. I always keep my tubing just attached. This one came undone, which is no big deal. But what I like to do when I'm using this, like at work or on the go, is I literally, have it all packed up, and then I just unzip this to operate it, attach it to my pumping parts, put them on my body, and then go. I don't take it out of the bag ever. It's great. So this zips up really nicely, as you'll see here. Okay, so we've got that pocket taken care of. And then when you look inside the bag, you will see it takes up quite a bit of room in there. So probably more than half of the inside on that kind of 2/3 of the way up. So you definitely have room above it and room on the side of it. So what I like to do next is put an insulated bag in here as well. And what I have for that today is the JuJuBe Be Cool. And this is in the print Hello Summer, which is the latest Hello Kitty print. Looks super cute with this, with all the pastels. So this is a really nice insulated bag. Keeps things cool for a long time. It has double zippers, which I love. And I pack it up with some thin ice packs. I usually put probably like 3 in there. I like to do like a couple. I like to kind of line the whole thing. So that, and then put one on the side maybe to really insulate everything nicely. And so I use these for a couple of different things. Obviously, if I'm transporting milk between like work and home, I would go ahead and put bottles in here. I actually use the Kindy direct pump into bags, Kindy twist bags. I love them. I really recommend them. So I can, easily line up several of these in here. If you even pump into bottles and then transfer them into bags, then you could also put those bags in here. Or if you keep bottles, you can definitely put bottles in here. As you can see, you're not going to fit a ton of bottles. You can probably do at least 3, depending on how many ice packs you use in there. So that's one kind of method. The other use I have for this is I actually will put, if I'm on the move a lot for work, I'll put my pumping parts in here after I've used them one time. So perhaps I do one pump and then I need to move and go to another location for a meeting at work or something like that. I will actually oftentimes put the pumping parts in there to keep them cool in between uses. And so I can definitely fit a full set in there. I've also got my pumping parts, backflow protectors. I normally keep it just kind of all attached and in there. And what's great about the JuJuBe Be Cool and all of the JuJuBe bags really is that they're all machine washable. So no big deal if I get little spills of milk here and there or droplets. I can just throw it in the wash, and I do very often. I also have a wet bag in here, so if I was not going to be transporting those to keep them cool, then I would go ahead and put them in a wet bag. This is a Kanga Care wet bag, and it's in the Toki Sweets print, which is so cute, and it looks really cute with my Hello Sanrio sweets. We've got a sweet theme going on. I love this bag because it's so big. It's really roomy. It's, to be honest, overkill for what I'm using it for here, because things that I need to kind of keep the wet contained, it's really just the pumping parts. So there's not a lot there. So that's one option. JuJuBe makes a Be Dry, which is a wet bag as well. So that's another option for you. And then the other option that I wanted to talk about is this Be Equipped, which is a product by JuJuBe that comes with 3 pouches. So it comes with a bottle holder, which is kind of like a little lunchbox. It's like a mini fuel cell, an organizer pouch, which looks a lot like this, which is a medium piece from the Be Organized packing cube set by JuJuBe, and then a wet bag. And the wet bag is mini sized as well. And so I'll show you what that looks like too. And that is something that I often am using as well. So this is in the color Prism Rose. So this is what the mini wet bag looks like. And so it's a nice small size, but it is really definitely leak resistant. Like, I've never had a problem with anything leaking out of here. And I will literally put my pumping parts all in here to keep them from contaminating the rest of my bag. I do this quite often. So here's just kind of one example. It is a little tight with the flanges, but I am usually able to get it to zip shut. Gonna make a liar out of me. Okay. It's a little awkward looking. But so this is, kind of another example of a use, and I would probably be doing this like at the end of the day at work when I'm ready to go home. And so I would probably just lay it right on top so that as soon as I get home, this is the first thing I unpack. I wash everything, and get it ready for the next day. So anyway, back to using this. So I pack the Be Cool with ice packs to have with me for transporting, like I said, milk or potentially pumping parts, depending on what I have going on that day. And I will say it doesn't come with this strap. This is actually a small strap from a Be Set in the same print. It actually comes with a seatbelt strap, which is a lot longer, and it's really nice to wear crossbody and things like that over the shoulder if you'd like. But right now I'm using a shorter strap because I thought it was more convenient for this. So I'm sliding it in there. You can see it takes maybe a little bit of work, but not much. It fits really nicely there next to the pump. And the pump takes up so much space in that pocket. The Be Cool has a little bit of height to it, and so it really does kind of come up all the way to the top here. There's not a ton of room, but you will see that, you can still fit in your pumping parts if you wanted to do that. And then the other thing that I have with me is a medium Be Organized piece, or if you were going to be purchasing that Be Equipped set, like I mentioned, it comes with that mesh organizer pouch. So let me show you what that looks like. Same exact thing, same size. Again, this is the Prism Rose print. I think I got this pretty recently off of Amazon, so I think it's still available. And so you can fit that nicely here. I have a ton of these Kindy bags. I mean, I don't use this many in a given day. So I like to kind of just set it and forget it at the beginning of the week when I'm packing for work. All right, so we've got that. This, as I have it packed, takes up a lot of space. There's just a lot in here. Another option you might want to do, if you're not going to be taking all of these, maybe you just want to pack for the day and you know that you're going to be using whatever this is, 4 or 5 of these bags, you could simply put them in the side pocket in one of the mesh pockets there. So I like doing that as another option. And then the other thing I definitely recommend that you have with you when you're pumping is just a little cloth. This is like a burp cloth, you know, anything, the one you take home from the hospital, or a little towel, whatever you think, just pack that in there so that you have something to lay across your lap when you're pumping. So I've got that in there. I've got some bags because I'm going to be direct pumping with Kindy. I've got my pumping parts, which I could kind of start off with them in here, or perhaps instead I would start off with them being in this mesh and then transferring them in here at the end of the day. We could do that as well. So let's just see how this all kind of fits in here. It is a little snug. Okay, looks good though. I do have another bottle here that I probably should have put in the wet bag or something. For now, I'm gonna put it here. I already have a wet bag, so I don't need this wet bag anymore. Other things I wanted to mention that you might want to consider packing in your pump bag is some snacks. So I have like a few bars here, Cliff Bar, Nutri-Grain bar. I'm gonna put those right in the mommy pocket here. A Sharpie here is critical because you're going to be labeling your bags with whatever date you pumped them on. So I just tuck that right in there. There's a key leash here, which I'm not using currently. Let's see if I wanted to. Something else I like to have is headphones. If you want to like listen to music or watch some videos on your phone, or do a conference call while you're pumping, do that very often. This is a JuJuBe coin purse, so I've got that put in there. And if I wanted to, I could just attach it. Put it in there. Another thing I have that is critical is a pumping bra. So this is one by Bravado, which I got off of Amazon. And so it's not like the Simple Wishes kind that kind of just go flat across you. It also attaches to the to your nursing bra, to those hooks. And I really like this. I think it provides a nice level of support. A lot of the time though, I will say I do just wear a pumping bra. I have a couple from Kindred Bravely that I really like. So you can tuck that right in here, no problem. Or if you want, you could put it on the inside. There is another little pocket in the back. You could certainly fit it there. If it's not something that you're going to be using all the time, maybe put it in the back there because you don't need to access it as often. So I'm going to just zip that up so you can see what we have going on. Make sure we can zip it all. This is this is like a little bottle that I have with a couple extra pieces for the pumping system just in case, because if those kind of start to go on you, you could be out of luck or not producing as much as you should be into those bottles while you're pumping. So it's good to have some spares just in case. So you can see I've got this all packed up with the Spectra S1 and a few supplies. And this is kind of one way. There's a lot of different ways you can do it. As I mentioned, another option for your insulation to keep your items cool is from that Be Equipped set. That 3-piece set comes with this little mini fuel cell. Oh my gosh, look at that lining. That's so pretty. I didn't expect that. So this is a nice compact size as well. You could easily put a couple of slim ice packs in here. So let's say I did that and then layered some bottles, and then maybe I put another one on top. So I could put that there. And then I would probably slide this in sideways, something like that. So that's another option for you, and it gives you a little bit more room. If you were going to do it that way, you could probably also fit this as well as your pumping parts. And like I said, when I'm kind of starting the day, I'm probably not going to be bringing them in with the wet bag here. I will likely have them in something like this, organized piece, mesh bag, to start off with, since they're all clean and ready to go. And then I can just go ahead and fold this up and then have it for later. So I go ahead and tuck that in here. Zip this up. So I've got my pumping parts in here. I've got my bags that I'm going to be pumping into in there. And put these side by side. And this one is on top of the pump. So just remember that, because that pump takes up so much room. And there you have it. The other thing I want to just mention really briefly is that there is a slip pocket in the back. Right now, what I have in there is the strap that it came with, which does messenger style. Allows you to wear it over the shoulder. You know, the tote straps allow you to wear it over the shoulder too, but if you prefer to have a longer strap, or you could wear it crossbody, you can do that as well. So I have that in here too. There you have it. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to show you, mamas, is how I would alter this way of packing if I were to use a different pump. So you may recall I've got pumping parts in here as well as a mini wet bag to transport my parts later. I've got my Kindy bags here, or if you have like different bags that you're going to be transferring from bottles, I have the mini fuel cell in here. So I've got these pieces that came from that Be Equipped set, which I really like and recommend getting. I've got a little burp cloth, and then some other things that I'm not really going to be messing with. Mommy pocket, I have my pumping bra, some snacks, some headphones, and a Sharpie. So then what I have going on over here, of course, is using that pumping pocket. I have my giant pump. I really love this pump. Another day I will do a comparison video between this pump and the other one that I'm going to show you, which is this little guy. This is the Spectra 9 Plus, and isn't that crazy? Like, these things do the same thing, but it's true, and they use the same tubing, they use the same pumping parts like the flanges, the backflow protectors, and everything. So that's a nice thing that I have kind of these two with interchangeable parts. But this is small, compact. Obviously, it does not take up much space in this pocket, but what's nice about this pocket in this bag, and I know a lot of people use this bag for a diaper bag too, because this is an insulated pocket. So it's almost like having a fuel cell built right in. So if I were to pack this for this pump, which I have been recently, actually, this is the bag that I'm using for this pump. What I would do instead is I would take these out, take that bottle, extra pumping parts. I actually put this right here in this pocket. So on the same looking pocket, but on the opposite side. So not the deep pocket, putting it in the shallow one. And then again, when I'm ready to go ahead and pump, I will simply just unzip it and then leave it right in there, turn it on, attach myself, and then go. So that is really taking up a lot less space, and that gives us a lot more room to use the rest of the bag for other things. So because this is insulated, what I would do here is put my ice packs in there. And so I literally am packing it this way right now for my own use. So I put in a couple of ice packs. I put one in the back, I put one on the bottom, and then again, I can kind of, if I need to transfer parts after they've been used, and I want to keep them cool and keep them fresh, then I would put them in the little wet bag as I showed you before, and then store that in here. Or I can also put bottles in here. You could fit several bottles. I'm not going to show you, a ton of them. And then also if I'm pumping into bags, or I'm transferring into bags after I've pumped into bottles, I can certainly go ahead and put several of those in there as well. So those are some of the different things. I do recommend that you use these kind of slim ice packs. These are ones I got off of Amazon. I literally just searched slim ice packs and came up with a lot of options. These are nice. But I really like to kind of line the whole pocket with ice packs just to make sure it has like maximum insulation in there. So you could put like literally one on every side, like the bottom, the sides, the top, the back, the front. And then that is going to be a really nice, cool, insulated pocket for you to keep everything fresh. And, you can continue to take up all the space that you did take up before, or you don't have to. You could use less of it and then just kind of squish that back. And then you really have no use for either of these then at this point, right? Because it's built into the bag, which is really nice. So I would then go ahead and just pack the rest of the bag with my extra bags, with my burp cloth, any extra pieces or parts that I want, perhaps bottles that I haven't pumped into yet. There's a lot more room now, obviously, when you are switching from packing this giant pump to that little tiny one. So I wanted to show you those couple of examples of how to pack. I realized I forgot to use this one, and that's because I started using the mini wet bag from the Be Equipped, which is nice and small and compact, and this will do the same thing. It's just kind of huge, and so I don't really need to use that, but I could, or perhaps I could just pack it and have it in case. You never know when you're going to need an extra wet bag. You really don't. I love having wet bags in my diaper bag. I usually have at least one. Actually, I always have at least one, but oftentimes I'm carrying two because you never know. You might need one for, like, I don't know, soiled diapers, one for soiled clothes. Maybe there was an accident, a blowout, whatever. So I love having wet bags with me, and I really prefer not to use kind of disposable plastic one-time use Ziplocs, which you certainly could do, but that's my preference. So here is how that looks all packed up. Again, when you're switching between the Spectra S1 and the Spectra 9 Plus, obviously those are two quite different size pumps that take up a lot more different space in the bag. So we can easily use this bag either way. I really like this bag for my pumping needs. Right now, I am using this one in this bag, and actually I am more so packing this one in one of JuJuBe's bigger pumping bags. So they also have the Be Pumped, which is kind of similar in size to this, kind of height-wise, but it's a little more extended to give you a lot more space on the inside. So that is one. And then there's one that's backpack style called the Be Nurtured. And so one day I will do a comparison between all three of those bags so that you can decide on which one is going to meet your needs. But the Spectra S1 fits like a glove in the pump pocket in all of those bags. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this and found it helpful. Thanks for watching. There you have it. That's how I pack the JuJuBe Be Supplied pumping bag with these two different breast pump models. One thing I wanted to note for you is that this one, as you saw, fits in the pump pocket like a glove. It's almost like the bag is made for it. Maybe it is. But the other thing I want to mention is that, other models of pumps maybe like in size to this. And I know that there are several pumps that are on the smaller side like this. And so you can kind of look at the dimensions of these and compare to a pump that you might have that perhaps might be by a different brand that could fit just as well if you were able to pack it in this bag. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like, and we would love to have you subscribe if you're interested in this kind of content in the future. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
What are you doing?